Hello and welcome to another very, very special episode of my podcast, The Sound of Money. I'm Santosh Sirur and I have a very, very special guest joining me from Panji in Goa. I have Mr. Arman Bankley, who is the director of Armines Group of companies, which is Goa-based company. He's also the nominated director of the Goa Industrial Development Corporation. And guess what? He's also the president and the co-founder trustee of the Vibrant Goa. Now, why this? Because this is the very, very focus of our podcast today. I'm going to talk a lot about it. Hello, Mr. Bankley, and welcome to the Sound of Money.
Hi, Mr. Santosh. Thank you very much, and a warm welcome to all the participants also.
Absolutely. I'm sure we are all set for the Amazing Goa. It's an amazing competition between states, and Goa is out there, right in the on set to welcome the globe, as I would put it, to come and feel it for themselves in Goa. What's the environment like? What's the plan? What's on cards?
Definitely, as you all know, Goa is one of the biggest tourism destination of India,
Yeah,
and we rated Goa as the gateway to India. More
yeah,
importantly, because if you ask to any foreigner, other national countries, people, they would immediately recognize Goa as the gateway to India. So this is one of a great opportunity for people to put their legs in India through
yeah.
being a part of Goa, any event or such like that.
Wonderful. So, what is the kind of build-up that's happening to the Spirit of Amazing Goa, event that has been held very shortly in Goa?
So basically, this is the Vibrant Goa edition 2, which
Hmm.
is called as Amazing Goa. And this is going to happen from 8th, 9th, and 10th of November
Yeah,
at a convention center in Panjim, which is
yeah.
the capital of Goa.
Hmm.
And in fact, now just 25 days to go, we are all set to welcome more than 500 plus international delegates and 10,000 plus of national delegates.
Yeah.
And basically, this is the first ever such global expo which has taken place in Goa after the in the Vibrant series,
Yeah.
like after Vibrant Tamil Nadu and Kutch and other places where it has been taken under the chief mentorship of Dr. Jagat Shah. So
Yeah.
similarly, here this is our second edition. We had our first edition in 2019
Hmm.
October, but then due to pandemic, we had not been able to go ahead with the things for the next last 2 3 years.
Yeah.
But now again we are back with an event which will be an every alternate year,
Uh-huh.
and looking forward for many such business. Our main focus is all about bilateral trade.
Mm-hmm.
Goa is a small state with all natural beauty and huge infrastructure now developed.
Yeah.
So this is how the momentum has built up to a very large extent now, and we have got overwhelming response
Wonderful.
from 52 country participants.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely we are at the climax now, in the final working days of the event, and it's going to be one of the largest event which Goa has ever seen in last few years.
Absolutely. In fact, Goa is very well known for tourism, of course, and also now for IFI, right? It's the permanent venue for the film festival. And very soon now, I think with Amazing Goa, Goa will also be known as kind of a destination where trade and investment happens, bilateral, as you mentioned. What are the kind of challenges or what kind of incentives, maybe I would put it this way, would Goa, as the government of Goa, would provide for prospective people who would like to come and trade in Goa?
Goa all these years had been in the phase of only much more of business through mining sector as well as tourism sectors.
Yeah,
These two were major role players in Goan economy.
yeah,
But of late, mining had getting a hit due to some various issues.
Yeah.
So now, though it is about to restart and it's almost finalized and all, but the last almost a decade had been a bad phase for the mining sector.
Hmm.
But tourism, definitely it has been ever growing, and it will grow still to leaps and bounds with a lot of new infrastructure also developed. We just recently have started over a year with the second international airport in a small state of Goa.
Yeah.
So that is also leading to a very high tourism investment, as well as the people coming out to enjoy in Goa, as it's one of the best wedding destination as well as leisure time for
Yeah.
available here in the western sector of India.
Yeah.
So similarly, if you work upon now the Goa government and led by Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant, is a very proactive government now, and with very young, good IAS officers, bureaucrats who are running around the show and supporting the vision of Goa government. We
Yeah.
have been really looking out for many of the environment friendly industry sustainable products similar to IT products, IT sector, as well as education and entertainment. So these are all the focus area now which Goa is really looking for. And the policies, especially the dynamism of the industry minister, as well as the tourism policies have been recently out, especially the IT policy also. These
Yeah.
are very lucrative policies which are really helping us to attract investment and such similar businesses in Goa. The
Wonderful.
infrastructure is really very well developed, especially to tell you upon the IT industries. Like post COVID, Goa has been blessed with many digital nomads.
Hmm.
And if you now see across the beaches and the shacks across Goa, in fact, the people earlier used to be seen sitting for leisure time, but now they are seen sitting
The
with whole
laptop.
day on the laptop and digitally working, work from home, and all those cultures. So,
Yeah.
in fact, the government is also looking for an IT park on the beach. So,
Wonderful.
whereas overlooking the sea, you can have your leisure time and work together. And so, very similar, some new concepts are really coming up. In fact, electronic park is coming up, as well as entertainment zones are coming up.
Yeah.
So a lot of ease of doing business and single point window clearance. We have an investment promotion board,
Uh-huh.
and which meets every fortnight, and lot of it's under the chairmanship of the honorable chief minister himself.
Okay.
And lot of proactive proposals are being getting cleared, and Goa is really looked upon this. I think within next 2 to 3 years the scenario of Goa will be very, very different on the business front. Means the mindset till date was much more only of Goa being a tourism destination
Yeah.
is drastically changed to business and a leisure experience.
Wonderful. In fact, the very idea of a laptop by the beach is a classic example of how a work-life balance could
Yeah,
happen,
absolutely.
and especially it could be a trendsetter for a lot more kind of people to not just Goa, but beyond. Goa could be the trendsetter probably in India. That's really great to know. Coming back to when you mentioned about IT and IT tech parks probably setting up in Goa, where I also see is about the startup culture. I'm sure there is a lot of emphasis on the startup culture. Where do you see this going, especially the youngsters, right? That's the target group who are starting up ventures, and Goa couldn't have been a better destination to start off life. So, what's the kind of feel on the ground?
No, absolutely. This is one of the real, very much focused sector, and especially very dear to the government also.
Yeah,
Our honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant is very much educating for that skill development, as well as the entrepreneurship skill development, especially
yeah,
for the locals. In fact, the Goan economy is much more of a white collar economy, and the
yeah,
knowledge people are sharing.
yeah,
The literacy rate of Goa is second in India.
true.
So similarly, now only thing is earlier the mindset was much more only for the work culture about the hospitality industry and all, but it is drastically changing. We have many startups now across Goa in a very, very different and innovative field.
Yeah,
In fact, many of the Indian television shows like Shark Tank and all have many Goans already representing it and
yeah,
all. And especially government is very highly focusing. We have, in fact, at our Vibrant Goa also, we are very much focusing on this particular this sector.
Yeah.
As we had many such knowledge session series under Dr. Jagat Shah, as well as many other international speakers and all, with whom we are able to support and help our Goan students, especially to start up with their entrepreneurial journey. And in fact, at this Amazing Goa, with the Goa Engineering College, are curating an all Goa college students event, which will be only for the entrepreneurial focus. Development focus. So in fact, the finale of that particular event is going to happen on 9th of November in the Amazing Goa session itself, event itself. So and those type of things are where the students are themselves going to come up with business projects.
Yeah.
We will be having our international delegates judging the event, and venture capitalists also going through the project. Similarly, the case study projects also will be considered of the companies which have failed. What is the students' mindset to work upon? Similarly, even upon the battlefield on the advertisement of the company, we have invited Goan companies to project their products and let these students create a advertisement segment for them, how to promote their products and competitions across that. So these are all new innovative ideas which the students themselves are also working along with us, and we are trying to see how we can help it. In fact, the most promising thing and heart satisfying thing was during our Vibrant Goa 2019, we had more than 600 students buddies. And we are on a very happy note. Out of that, almost 30 plus students have got overseas jobs.
Wonderful.
But more importantly, more than 50 plus have started their entrepreneurial journey. In fact, we have been representing that case study. So that has lot much inspired the students to be, especially their interaction with the international delegates last time. Many have just told us that it was a boon for them, to life-changing experience. So looking forward again, similarly in this edition also, we are continuing with the same thing.
Okay, that's very interesting to know, right? Where Amazing Goa, under the aegis of the Vibrant Goa umbrella, is not looking just at trade and finance, but also encouraging the future generation, especially the buddy concept. And you guys have already tried that, so it gives you that inclusivity of the student, the next gen of Goa, to be a part, a very active part. And you've already seen that through the last one, which I'm sure is very encouraging. And these buddies today and they are tomorrow's industry, and probably arranging and organizing the Amazing Goa as a future. So that's a very, very good concept in mind that you guys have done. I wanted to know, and I personally experienced, right, when it comes to Goa, and when you're traveling, you have the MOPA airport, you have some amazing road infrastructure that I personally have experienced, and you see that huge difference. I think even a small state like Goa can be a great example of a fantastic infrastructure. And I believe this is where Amazing Goa can provide, a great platform for people to come and invest. What are the kind of future plans in mind, apart from the buddy concept and encouraging youngsters, from a trade standpoint, that Amazing Goa would have to offer?
Definitely on the infrastructure part, what you talked about is very much over the last decade. Goa has seen immense of infrastructure development with the 2 airports in running, plus the rail connectivity, port connectivity, sea, and the road connectivity. It has been under the Gati Shakti coastal highway also. So from Mumbai to Kerala, Cochin and all. So Goa is what it's bypassed. So a lot of new developments across the roads also, which is honestly not happened in last 10 years. It has been a very big boost for Goan economy. The connectivity between the towns of Goa is now restricted within hardly 20-30 minutes, which earlier was not there. So that is really helping us a lot under the industrial segment also. And talking about the entrepreneurial development, like we are focusing on the student body. Similarly, what our honorable Prime Minister vision is that unless and until the woman power is also not into the action, we cannot reach the 5 trillion economy so soon. So in fact, we are working also parallelly on many sessions on power of women in business.
Okay.
We already have conducted 4 series by now. Another 2, 3 are there prior to the event, where we are working out to the rural segments and inspiring women, especially the self-help groups and all that, to come out of their shells and work for betterment of their lives as well as for the economy of the state and all. And we have really got very, very good response. We have, and many products have been now with the support of Dr. Jagat Shah and Vibrant Goa handholding them. We have been able to convert this many self-help groups into exportable products and packagings and all that. Trainings have been provided to them. A lot of knowledge series have been held with them. Much more is hand-to-hand handholding with being held with them.
Absolutely.
So that is how we are forecasting that huge change in this also.
Wonderful. In fact, the as they say, the seeds have been sown by the foresight and the vision of the late Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar ji, and I'm sure today is what the Goa is experiencing, and it's growing leaps and bounds, right? So that's an amazing vision of the late CM Parrikar ji.
Absolutely, means especially on this, I would really like to tell you that what actually had happened. We, as a team of me and my Vibrant Goa Foundation team, along with our BNI buddies, we used to organize Goa Biz Fest. That was a local exhibition for over a decade. Every alternate year, we were working upon. Once that time Honorable Chief Minister, that time Mr. Manohar Parrikar, was our chief guest, and he said, why you are just restricting yourselves within Goa? Why you are not working upon the things which can be beyond boundaries? Why not internationally and all? So that is how the seeds of Vibrant Goa was inbuilt into us. And our group had a big discussion with him and all. And then during his bad health days of the final stages, even though he was guiding us, and that is when we had our first edition. Unfortunately, with the first edition, he was not with us, but his blessings and guidance remained with us, and this is how. And he gave us a very dynamic leader like Dr. Pramod Sawant. So actually, in the first event itself, Dr. Sawant was our bridge between the government and our Vibrant Goa Foundation. And that is how we have literally been able to excel to this level globally now. I can bet on it that Vibrant Goa has really created a good vibes across internationally. Last edition also, the international delegates had a great hospitality, and many of them are still willing to come back and be with us, and also so many requests are overflowing to us.
Absolutely.
But restricting to ourselves to the focus of bilateral trade, we are just doing our best and getting things sorted out accordingly.
Absolutely. I'm sure Amazing Goa is in its right steps, going forward. All the very best for the Amazing Goa event that is coming up very shortly, sir. And many thanks, Mr. Arman Bankley, for being on my podcast, The Sound of Money. As they say in Goa, Dev Barekaro. I think that's what we would like to end it on. But once again, thank you once again for joining us on this podcast.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you.
Most welcome. And well, with that, we come to the end of this edition of the Sound of Money podcast with me, Santosh Sirur, and my guest from Panaji, Mr. Arman Bankley. Thank you for being on this podcast. Bye and take care.
The Sound of Money with Santosh Sirur.